Hey gamers, so in today's video I want to discuss something that I have thought about doing for like multiple years before I even started doing YouTube. That being to defend the TV show Ancient Aliens. Now, in case you don't know what Ancient Aliens is, it's basically a History Channel TV show that talks about different theories on how aliens could have visited Earth in the distant past, and they tried to find evidence for it, and they also look into the modern day, the future as well, to see if they will return or whatever. And I've seen a lot of criticism throughout the show for multiple years now, and I just never understood it personally. So I kind of just want to defend the show because I think it gets a bad rap. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So I should start by saying I started watching Ancient Aliens when I was starting 4th, 5th grade because that was like my special interest around the time. If you don't know what a special interest is, it's basically a very intense interest autistic people have, but aliens, space was like my thing at the time, and so I watched Ancient Aliens. I still really care about space and aliens, all that stuff. Just not to the same degree I did before, because my main special interest now is like video games. But anyway, go back to the main point. I remember watching marathons a lot on the History Channel, and I used to be big into it for the first couple of years, but then I stopped watching Ancient Aliens, not because I started to follow what other people said. I always never got what people said about it being bad, and there's reasons why people don't like it, and I'll explain why later on. But I didn't stop because of those reasons. I just stopped because I was kind of busy doing other things. I was focusing on girls, playing video games, all that sort of stuff. But lately I've been coming back to watch it now because on TV there's been like barely anything to watch. Now I watch Golden Girls, Criminal Minds I need to catch up on. That TV show is amazing. But like there's some other ones I watch, but like it's only here and there. And so when I'm not looking at YouTube, which is the main thing I'm doing, I want to have TV in the background, either to watch when I'm going to sleep, or, just because I don't want to watch my phone all the damn time. Sometimes I need to charge it, or I just want to be away from my phone. So I found Ancient Aliens again, and I've been really enjoying it for the past few months. I've been watching it again, and it just got me thinking back to, again, the negativity of what people say about the show. So what are the reasons people don't like Ancient Aliens? Well, one thing is because it has alien stuff, and aliens, although they have become a more mainstream popular idea, in fact, because of the show is kind of the reason why aliens is more of an open discussion, but it's still kind of viewed as like a crazy person type thing. If you believe in aliens, you're crazy. You have no evidence at all, and I think that's one of the main reasons as to why. But another one is that when people hear the show described, they think that they're trying to devaluate every single thing that science has said for their arguments. That's not what the show is trying to do. In fact, if you watch the intro to Ancient Aliens, any intro, it always says, what if ancient aliens visited Earth? What if it was true? They're asking a what if question. If aliens did visit Earth in the past, can we look for evidence to support that? They're not saying that all modern science is like trash or whatever. They're just saying there's a possibility that we don't know every single thing about the Earth. We don't know if what science has told us so far is correct, because I know people like to think that science nowadays is set in fact, but really it's not. Science is constantly evolving, constantly changing. This used to happen a lot more in the past, like many years ago, but it still happens, to this day. And they are just proposing the question, what if what we're told about stuff like the pyramids being like, I don't know exactly how old the pyramids are said to be, at like 2,000 years old, something. What if they're actually way older than that and built by someone else, like aliens? Again, they're just asking that question, and I think people don't really get that. They just hear the concept and think, oh, they're trying to discredit all science or whatever. That's not what they're trying to do. Another thing I see, though this one really doesn't make any sense, is that apparently they don't get any information right at all, Ancient Aliens, but that's not really true. Almost all the information they present in the show is factual. For example, they talk about the actual science, what scientists say, but then they talk about, it could have been done by aliens because of this evidence and this evidence, and this thing was found in this place this many years ago. Like, all of it for the most part is factual, but it's just kind of using that facts to bring up a new theory, that being about aliens. Yes, they do get some things wrong here and there, but really they've been around for many years now, 21 seasons or whatever, and I only know they got like 3 things wrong, and those 3 things were not even that major. They were like stuff about like incorrect dates by accident. Like, people make mistakes, shows make mistakes, everything makes mistakes. I think you gotta give them credit that they do have a lot of factual information, and people see those small mistakes they do make and discredit everything. They're like, oh my god, that information is all wrong. They shouldn't be trusted. So yeah, that's another reason why people don't like the show, which kind of sucks, because again, it's not all the show. It's only like a teeny tiny percentage that they get wrong. The rest of it is pretty factual. Now, is the show perfect? No, not by any means. The latest seasons, I don't really care about them too much, especially because they have been kind of retreading old stuff. Like, they're kind of doing like top 10s of the craziest places they visited that have to do with like aliens, like the pyramids, or they do like look backs on the show's past. It's kind of just like stuff that we've already seen in the past of the show, and I don't really care about that. And also, there are some moments in the show it's kind of memed about, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but it is a kind of another reason why people don't like it, is because it has a lot of repetitive stuff, such as saying ancient alien theorists suggest that blah 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 blah, and then they say ancient alien theorists say yes. Like, I think only 2 times they ever say ancient alien theorists say no, and that's surprising or whatever. But usually they have like these common tropes of saying these things in a certain way, and people make fun of that, and like, that's kind of funny, but like, I don't really think that's a problem. I just see it kind of more humorous. I just see it like, oh, it's just kind of a fun thing to look at. We're also looking at this information, and I think people don't give credit to Ancient Aliens for a lot of reasons. One, it does have mostly a lot of factual information, just presenting it in a different way. But 2, you learn a lot about specifically ancient cultures. A lot of what the show talks about, different religions, different cultures, discussing stuff like, oh, their beliefs in gods or whatever, and they try to see like, oh, maybe these gods were actually aliens, because according to this book from this religion, this happened with the dragons or something, for example. What if that was this? I like learning about these religions, these cultures, and I think that you should give credit to the show for that. Along with the fact, of course, of what I said at the beginning, where because of the show, the topic of aliens has become more accepted in society. Not like as much as I would like it to still, but it's a more open thing, especially in the government stuff. They're a little bit more open talking about aliens, or space stuff, or UFO encounters, putting it out there a little bit more than they used to, like even a few years ago. So I think you should give credit for Ancient Aliens, especially for that, Like, I can't stress the importance of, I love this show, I'm defending it, but, there are some issues with it. Again, there's some kind of unintentionally funny moments that's kind of repetitive at some points, or kind of boring, with the latest seasons, and that they repeat a lot of the same stuff they talked about in the past, but they still do some new content, and the newer stuff too. And that's actually another good thing for loving this show. I forgot to mention, probably another reason why the show, still has some good stuff even nowadays, is because it got some actual good people on the show that they interview, that they host for the show, along with the fact that they have been alien researchers for years. One of the people that I love on the show, and it's always so interesting when she talks, is Linda. Oh god, I forgot her last name, but she was like a journalist and a reporter. They have her on the show, and she's been investigating aliens and all that stuff for like years now. She's a well-respected like reporter, and like, I think that builds credit into the show. And the people that kind of popularized the show, like Giorgio, is just a great guy. He seems seems, and honestly all of them, all the hosts seem like they are interested and do believe in this stuff, you know, and are passionate about it, and I can feel that, at least with a lot of them. I just think there's so much hate for the show, and I just think it should be given more credit for what it's worth. Even though it's not perfect, I think it's far from being bad, you know? There's a lot of good stuff about the show, especially the hosts. The hosts, like the people that talk in the show are really good and very interesting. I can't say enough about the show. You know, I totally recommend checking it out. I believe they have a lot of episodes on YouTube, the History channel, if you want to check them out. Otherwise, you know, they air on TV constantly. There's also, I think, a history app or something. I don't know, but I think that's going to be it for me, guys. I just kind of just wanted to ramble and defend a show that I've always held close to my heart for like multiple years now. And, you know, I'm tired of seeing it hated. So, yeah, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, play some Xenoblade, and I'll catch you all next time for more. Peace. Bye, everyone.